Look at you now, boy. Look at you now. Before the Bell podcast, slamming all comers. Bloodlines, crime time, real bath water. The boy's mind burns a CT. On your way to the count, 1, 2, 3. For the Bell podcast. Before the Bell podcast. Bell ringers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the greatest wrestling podcast of all time. What is that? Before the Bell. Who am I? Main Event CT. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited for you guys to be here today because we have a special treat. We have so many good things to discuss. Before we get into all of that, the people in the comments, thank you guys for being here. The bell ringers. Always shout out. This is for the new people. Shout out what city and country you are watching from. If you're out of the country, tell us the country. If you're in the country, tell us what city you're watching from. If you're new, if you're here, you already know your family. I want to say, speaking of family, thank you to a couple of people. A couple of episodes ago, we had the opportunity to get some super chats as we were going off the air, and I never got a chance to say thank you to these people. Charles sent $9.99 and says, what do we have to do to see Martin do a penta strut? I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, fam, we're going to discuss that in this episode. Also, Bobcat Lewis sent a super chat and just said, just wanted to show love for the show, Oos. Blessings to you, fam. And lastly, Domingo Trip, $9.99 says, just wanted to give y'all more money. Give him a high 4 for us. So first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, you already know the super chats are open, okay? This show is sponsored by you guys. You guys are our producers. You guys are paying for this show like PBS style, paid for by viewers like you. These bills are getting crazy, and we appreciate you guys helping us out. You understand? For every super chat that is a significant amount, we automatically stop the show and thank you, shout out, immediate style. And beyond that, I want to...
Yeah, the real shout out. See, the bell line is back because there's been a lot of disrespect to your boy. There's been a lot that's been happening with y'all in the chat, with y'all in the Discord, the way y'all be disrespecting me. And that's going to change right here and right now, okay? Now, I could go crazy. I could do some wild stuff, but instead, I'm going to give you all the opportunity to show me the proper respect I deserve by putting in the comments, I love you, Mauro. Because I am Mauro Makoa. And you will get down or lay down. Now,
Whoa.
What you mean by that, CT?
I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Now, as you see, are the co-host. He's gone. I've taken over the big chair. I'm the right-hand man now, huh? I'm the suit goat. Yeah.
That suit looked like it was made out of goat.
Sorry, guys. Something just came through. Can I play it?
Yeah, go ahead. What's going on?
What you got?
That's why the belt ain't here.
You too. As you can see, the champ is away. Secret location, parts unknown. Just here to send you a little message. I know that you probably got a guest this week. You had a guest last week. You've had to endure 2 weeks without the Dark Detective. That's okay. See, I'm thinking about you. I just wanted to let you know that the champ will be back next week. Enjoy yourself in the meantime. We'll do your best anyway. See you soon.
Hey, boy, let me tell you something. If you're gonna get somebody to shoot a video for you, that's how you do it. Number 2, where did you find a full velvet suit? That shocked me to see in person. I've seen velvet jackets, never seen a full velvet costume. This is a situation. You look fresh.
Thank you. Tailor-made.
You're matching the room. Did you want to choose a different color of velvet? Or you just, all right. Anyway, we have another super chat from before that I would like to read. C4 Rhea says, I submitted a super chat at the very end of last week's episode, but I don't think you guys saw it. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate you. And without further ado, let me also say, Jeff Riggins, he did this during the live premiere of the episode and said, just because blessing, a churchy tithe. So he's been watching the show and showing love. With that said, Marty Morrow.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce our very special guest?
I would love to introduce our very special guest. You've seen this man on Insecure. You've seen him in TV and movies all over. And you can see him in a movie that's hitting the festival circuits right now, known only as The Class Reunion, also starring Lil Rel Howery. Shout out to the boy. Yeah. It is none other than Mr. SARUNAS Jackson, everybody.
Hey, there he is.
Man, what's up, y'all? What's up?
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited to actually be here, man. I know we talked about it when we see each other, but you know how sometimes that happens. People say and then it just doesn't happen.
It never happens.
It's like industry talk.
Lift your head up a little bit more so you can see your
I'm
face.
gonna go behind. Actually.
Yeah, here's the So here's the wild.
I didn't really get all the words. All the words didn't come out. They mumbled together. It was more words in there. But yeah.
Wait, did y'all see Jey Uso at the SummerSlam press conference? He was like, I got Gunther coming from behind me. And everyone was like, hey, yo.
I got him from the side. We like,
hey,
and
man,
he's like,
boy getting thrashed. Boy,
New York. He's all right, New York.
He's like, oh, we in New York. We in New York.
For an entire crowd. Here's the thing. Where were they when Vince McMahon was around, bro? Because Vince used to say some things. You understand
me? Feel like he just set such a wild precedent that the crowd's just like, you know what?
Had to accept
if you don't say nothing crazy, it's weird. What's going on with him? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that ain't nobody was checking him because they were just like, what's he gonna say today?
Here's the question before we even get into anything. How tall are you, bro?
I'm 6'8", man. 6'8" and 3/4 to be exact.
Here's the thing, man. You know, I fancy myself a tall brother. You know what I mean? You know, I walk around in my regular life, I'm above average height. You know what I mean?
How tall are you?
Well, you know, we don't do this. But when you run into a brother that's 6'8" and 3/4, I ain't hitting on nothing, brother. Not only are we never hanging out outside of the studio, but man, congratulations.
Yeah, you got to shout out to Romel Jackson and Ginger Jackson. Those are my parents.
Is your mom tall too?
Yeah, my pop's 6'7", my mom's 5'9".
Wow.
Yeah, man. And then like both my grandfathers were 6'3".
What?
So my mom got a sister that's 6 foot, a brother that's 6'7". Like, yeah, we were gonna be tall. Both my brother 6'6", my sister 5'10".
But you're the tallest.
I'm the tallest, yeah. Tallest living, yeah. So
let me get into this. Give me the super chats on screen, Alex. Let's shout these amazing people out. First and foremost, the first person that I see, I want to say Flip713 $9.99.
Yes.
I love you, Burrow. You
You
don't have to ball the love, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Keep going, Alex.
It's getting strict around here.
I
I say everybody's pausing everything, man.
You got to be specific right here, boy. Terrell D, $10. Martin looked like an extra in New Jack City. If I was you, I would be counting the dimples on the milk jug. Milkway Morrow.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. And I'm gonna acknowledge that video that what's his name, Christoph, that he sent in.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he's walking around gallivanting with our championship, which honestly, I don't think he rightfully deserves it. And if anything, yeah, I guess we will see you next week, won't we, Chris? Next super chat, Mark. Thank you. Deuce Big Below for the $10 says, I love you like you love white bread, Marlo. Hashtag no wheat.
Woo! No wheat. Here's the thing, bro. Let's discuss it, man.
Yeah.
Just to catch you up, you obviously know what no wheat and wheat is when it comes to dating ladies. That's what Martin said.
That's not
Dre Ali, $9.99 says, with all what's going on with Iran, I want to say rest in peace, Hussein, Crosso, Ali. Man, all right, Ali, Iron Sheik. Thank you. Lead with the Iron Sheik because I was about to mess up the name.
Right,
one of the greatest heels ever, Iron Sheik. Rest in peace to the Sheik.
Yeah, he's on that Mount Rushmore of villains, isn't he?
Of all time, bro.
And that's purely off racism, which serves. But when you could flip it like he did, use that negativity for your success, my brother. Think about that's like what's his name, Rusev? Like They knew how to push it, but like, hey, right now there's a lot of tension in this world. Let's introduce an antagonist that's from the lands that we are beefing with right now. And then you're like, yeah, let's do it.
Never fails.
You know what? This is actually a great time for the segment that's been sweeping the nation. It's time for Martin's List.
You just made the list.
Yeah. I just want to hear y'all list of the greatest villains in wrestling history. Brother, you started off with the Iron Sheik.
Hold on, man.
Huh?
You can't just, man, we got more super chats to get to. You can't just go and straight to a segment like that, brother. You got to warm us up.
You're in full heel mode today.
Yeah.
The gloves making you act different.
It is the glove.
Dang, the leather gloves make people act different, don't it?
I thought it was no glove, no
I ain't gonna lie,
love.
when I wear leather gloves, I want to punch somebody.
That's okay.
Just to see how it feels.
This is good to know.
You know, that tight, you know, like, let me try it. But you know.
You too tall to just be walking around with gloves wanting to punch people. There are certain things you can't do.
Only, nah.
You got to be a nice
guy. Only other tall homies. You 6'6", brother? Come here, bro.
Yeah,
I got you. We need to talk.
Go back to it, Alex.
You bring me joy.
Dude's big below $10. Martin, if I were you, I'd be scared when Chris gets back because anybody that starts a video with a slow turn is up to no
That's
good.
fact.
That's a fact.
That's
Read
fact.
this for us, Brother Jackson.
Oh, man.
John Solo Dolo, $10.
Yes.
Damn. What's that say? Just joined in and saw Velvet. Velvet? Yeah, I like that.
These are facts. Now, we all know that you start the show, and then after we get past one show, then you introduce a segment. Come on, man. Burns would know this.
Oh, wow.
God, what's going on with you lately, man? You starting the show with new segments? You don't think I got a segment I want to introduce? I wasn't going to do it right there. You know what you're doing?
What's that?
You're letting me down.
Oh no, we all know disappointment triggers him, man. Don't send him in a dark corner.
Martin.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed. Tears
me
behind those glasses.
Monday Night Raw last week happens. You really do have tears. Oh, Martin.
It worked.
Let me down.
I wish we could just zoom in.
Hey, CT, that's my bad because I want you to know I love you, CT.
Monday Night Raw happens.
That you ain't.
What does he say back?
You're right.
Exactly. Monday Night Raw happens, okay? Corey Graves is back. And let me tell you who's on their best behavior that whole episode.
Corey Graves. So he was not about to cut up.
He was not, bro. Dirty Dom and Liv kick off Raw, which I always love to see. However, Liv, this is the beginning. We don't know what's about to happen. And this is what I said before we found out what happened. Liv on the mic is hot as fish grease.
Yeah.
She's on a run. And unfortunately, during her match, she injures her shoulder, bro. Is it the same shoulder?
It looked like she was favoring the left shoulder, and I think last time it might have been the right, but I couldn't.
Man,
That's
bro.
What's worse, having both shoulders now messed up or injuring the same one? I feel like maybe there's two different evils.
Good question.
Yeah.
Because what now? It's like now both my shits is fucked up. Like,
Well, let's not cuss.
sorry. My bad. Got too honest. Got way too honest. Sorry.
Got real.
My bad. I was like triggered by injuries. Nah, but yeah, dang. But what would you think? What would you think?
I'm going to say injuring the same shoulder would be worse.
Right,
because that would create a constant thing like, oh man,
to
we
a
don't
point
know
where you might
if we could push you again because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the opposite shoulder is a freak accident.
Yeah.
So it's like we can stall you out. You know what I mean?
Because with the same, it's like, oh, that's a habit. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You now have
Right.
a bad shoulder.
Right.
Not your shoulders or whatever. But
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Got
Also,
it.
shout out to EO Sky, man. EO Sky comes out to talk. And EO Sky is the most adorable wrestler, bro.
Brings me joy every time I see her.
Shut up, your mouth up. I was like, EO, this sounds like an 80s Asian villain.
She's authentic, man. But you know, what do you think attributes to her, like the widespread love for her?
That's a great question because I started to see EO get hot around
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
That's
a
it.
little bit around WrestleMania. It was
Yeah.
right when she won the title, which was a week or 2 weeks before WrestleMania. She won the women's title.
Like 3 weeks, yeah.
Right then, because we were all like, come on, man, this is not going to happen. We're going right into WrestleMania, and it happened.
And it boom.
But I feel like they cheering for anybody except Bianca, which pisses me off.
Makes
And that's what helped
me
boost the
furious.
ego. Yeah.
Makes me furious. And that separately, I like my theory is like I think there's a lot of overlap with wrestling fans and the love for like anime.
Yes.
And I think
Is that the same as
the-
anime? Because the way you said it was like Tina Turner.
Did
It's
I-
a lot of love for anime. We got Vegas,
Eat
we
the
got
cake.
San Antonio.
No, but I like so and obviously Japan's the mecca for it, the
Yeah.
birthplace for it. And I think because she gives such a semblance of it with how she talks and the way
Mhm.
she's like joyful and that smiling and yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of, a lot of the anime that the way they act is very similar. And I feel like that just captures the heart of a lot of fans.
Right.
And obviously she's a great wrestler too. So
Incredible.
she could
Yeah.
back that up. You could pair it with great wrestling. And so that's kind of been my theory about that. Cause I love her too. And
Yeah.
probably for those reasons. Yeah.
She's amazing. But speaking of women's wrestling, man, Ivy now deserves better, bro. Her entrance wasn't televised. She's
Yeah.
great in the ring. She's
that-
solid on the mic, but she's getting pushed around, and you knew she was gonna be the one that got pinned.
But then she didn't get pinned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which-
So that we got to at least take a W there.
I will take a W, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, give Ivy her credit. She should have been
Yeah.
IC champ because she was in that tournament. I've been saying this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But with that said, Asuka's back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to
That
have that
move.
face off of Asuka and Stephanie.
Yeah.
That was
that
great.
was-
That was
Speaking of
great.
Stephanie, the cameraman was hating on that devil's kiss with the camera angle, brother. If we could be frank for a second. If we can't be frank, we can't be frank. Go to
Let's
the
talk
super
production.
chat. You know what'll help, Alex? Start hearting those super chats so you can save it or starring them.
Yeah, I do, but
Baby.
they come in at different times.
I love that, man. And also, before I even read this, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all, man. Y'all have no idea how these super chats help us. And if you're giving stars on Facebook, they don't show us on this app. So what you have to do is tell us that you gave stars and we'll be able to see it. And if you guys get a chance to see it before us, please let us know. Go ahead, Marty Morrow.
KW with the $10 says, man, this is the best wrestling show. But Martin,
Wow.
where did you get those gloves from? The OJ trial?
Ah.
If it
Oh,
don't
and did we
fit-
really need Oldberg? You
This
guys
guy's on
keep being
fire.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oberg?
Who
Yeah.
is this guy?
Yo,
I'm glad-
KW.
Hey, same page. Who said that? What's his name?
KW.
KW. Yes. Retweet.
Hey,
That's my
KW.
question.
You on your way. You the next Lenny Bruce. Yo, that's crazy. Goldberg and Gunther.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Prodigal Simpson,
Yes.
$10. What up, though? It's been a minute. I was at Smackdown. It was overwhelming being there for my brother and grandpa who passed on.
Mhm.
Rest in peace to your
Rest in
grandfather,
peace.
man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Keep up the good work, y'all. And Martin, the Unk Chronicles will resume.
What is that?
Yeah.
What does
Hey,
that mean?
man, I'm invested.
What are the Unk Chronicles?
You know what the Unk Chronicles are.
I have no idea what the
Go ahead, Alex. Millionaire Max. Go
The
ahead and read that.
999
runner.
says, Martin looked like he sold blue magic in 70s. Wow. What's next for Roman in y'all opinion? What's next is I guess he's gonna wrap up a movie. That's what's
Oh, he's
next.
filming?
Apparently, yeah, he's supposed to be
Yeah.
Akuma in the Street Fighter movie.
Yep.
That's rumors, though.
But then why would he be gone this long?
It's Roman Reigns. When has he been there?
Also, yeah, he has a best contract like ever for a wrestler.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna give y'all 15 days, and I want $1 million each day
For the year?
Yeah.
15 days,
Yeah,
bro.
man. He's like, yeah. So
Appearances, not matches,
Yeah.
by the way.
But I
That's
would
right,
say
that's
next
right.
for Roman, probably like getting back with Seth, like fighting that whole crew.
Okay.
And then you got to get that spear for spear.
yes, okay. So here we go. Next, I don't know which injury was worse: Liv on Raw or Halliburton in the NBA Finals. Hurt my heart. Either way, the Warriors are winning the title next season. Just like Montez Ford is winning the Royal Rumble next year.
I love that.
Yes.
DeMarcus
I
Curry,
like it.
$10.
Bold, man. I like this. Great name. You got an NBA name, DeMarcus Curry.
That's a fact.
That is a good NBA.
That's a great name.
Cam
Yeah.
Wall with the 999 says, this come from the Dark Architect in the Discord. Martin giving my seat a J wash the way he's sweating in that suit. Hashtag hot thighs.
Yo.
Cold game. I will say, Goldberg's entrances, they must take a lot out of him, bro. because the way he be sweating.
He was winded.
Breathing.
What's going on in that ring? I've seen other people go to the ring and they be fine. All he did was punch a half of a kick, drenched. What's going on, bro?
I mean, he's 56, man.
Nah, man, he was doing that at 46.
That's
And
He
22.
also, I think he must do like a little few minute workout in the back to hype himself up. He seems like that type of
He
guy.
does seem like that
Like
guy.
when he played football, I know he was hitting his head on the locker when he's like he was that guy.
Did
I know
you
for
see
a fact
it when he hit his head and he
was the Undertaker match?
Yeah.
When he hit his head and he had that little dot of blood.
Yeah.
And apparently he was like legit concussed going into the match.
Yeah, of course, man. Crazy guy.
These are facts.
So
let's catch up on these and then we can move on. Cool, go ahead.
Javi Billionaire with the $10
Great
says, Martin, my boy, you bring me joy. You on your way. You the next Lenny Bruce. CT, you going to the Hall of Fame because you a true QB of the podcast, man.
Man, I appreciate that. The
nice,
quarterback, y'all know.
Nice.
I run the plays. You know
Yeah.
what else I love about running the plays? You score a lot of touchdowns, brother.
Yeah.
You score a lot of touchdowns.
Exactly.
Brother. Who am I going to throw the ball
Everybody
to?
eats
You know?
Everybody eats B. You know
Everybody
what I'm
eats, B.
saying? Yeah.
Go ahead and read that for us, man.
What's good, Bell Ringer fam? Just got back from Alabama today. Morrow, I know you hot as hell in that suit looking like the Wednesday also. Is that my boy Freak from 2K? Friends of Freak. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, good. That's the good job, Daniel Jones. Good eye. Yes, that is me. I appreciate that. Real one. I love when people there's some deep cuts out there. And when people come up to me, hey, you from? And I'm like, wow, you're real. I love that. Yeah, I'm part of that 2K family, man.
Yeah.
They need to bring Freak into the WWE 2K world, man.
I mean,
That's
the
why
way
I'ma
they
talk to
dropping these
2K.
DLCs on the
That's why I'm like,
2K25.
just throw me in there. Go ahead.
Bro,
Got
he
some
said
ideas.
the Wednesday. That's what killed me. The Wednesday, not the weekend. Anyway, Dr. Charlotte Walker, $9.99. Martin, I'm gonna say the same thing that I say in the Discord every Friday when I see Solo. You ain't up to no good out here dressed like the weekend with the OJ 3000 gloves on. Hashtag
Whoa.
your gloves do fit.
Guilty.
Woo! Now here's
Guilty. You're not
here's
going
where you
away.
want to do it. Oh, we got to throw this in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Jeff
Jeff
Riggins.
Riggins
Go
with
ahead, Martin.
$20. Yes. How does Martin look like Nino Brown and Pookie at the same time?
Say that last part.
Who is this brother's keeper?
That's good.
Now, this is where you would like to say what I'm about to say, which is new segment alert. CT's What Was That? Moment of the week.
God.
Okay.
Bailey walks backstage,
Uh-huh.
and into the backstage, she runs into an argument between A-Town Down Under,
And
and you just happen to see Xavier Woods dressed like a 1969 brother who's just about to get into the stroll,
Man.
hiring some young ladies of the night. That's how we gonna word that.
Yeah.
I missed this. I'm mad.
Exactly. It's on. They don't be showing
Yeah,
the
they
New
only-
Day stuff
yeah.
enough, bro.
Okay.
When you see Xavier Woods, he's dressed like this, and nobody
love
brings
Xavier
any
Woods.
mention to it
Yeah.
at all.
even had like a long toothpick.
yes,
Yeah.
Hat to the
he's
side.
not shy. He's not shy.
he's not, bro. I
appreciate it.
I don't know if you know this. I'm an Xavier Woods guy.
He loves Xavier.
Love
I
Xavier.
feel,
gotta
there,
love
why, I feel you.
You love that Woods, bro.
Hey,
Hey, okay.
hey, yo. What's your segment that you would like to introduce right now, brother?
Oh, you mean the segment that's sweeping the nation?
Where is my broom?
You just made the list. Apron.
Uh-oh.
You would think that you would
Uh-oh.
have did this last week.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense. The true shirt goat.
Mm.
Now, I asked earlier, before I was rudely interrupted,
Mhm.
who are the greatest villains in professional wrestling history? Brother, you spoke with Iron Sheik earlier. Who else would be on your list?
Ooh. You know, I'm not sure if Triple H gets good enough credit for
He
being,
does not.
Oh my God,
for being
yeah.
attacked. He was for a long time amazing at the. Also, I'm a big, as far the rest of Triple H, I'm big fan.
Yeah.
He's been one. I think he doesn't get mentioned enough when people start talking about
doesn't.
the greats and
Facts.
stuff like that. For like what he did. And his work and his mic work, just from top to bottom, complete player.
Yeah.
A complete player. He could shoot the three, he could post up, dunk, drive, play defense. That's who he is.
Cerebral assassin.
And I think he's definitely, you'd have to put him in there because like for instance, like I'm not ashamed to admit this. Like him and DX, like jumping the rock has made me and my little brother cry a few times.
Wow.
Brought tears to our eyes. Very mad, very passionate to the point like we had talks after when it went off air. Me and Darius would have like meetings in our room and be like, how we would try, you know what we would do? We would try to write letters to send it in to WWE so they could like follow what we want and stuff. Cause you know, it's so real to us at that time. I mean, we were so young. And we would be like, you know, all right, how should The Rock get his payback on Triple H? And we start thinking about them like, man, maybe he gets back with Nation Domination, they jump him. Like we would just start throwing crazy things out and stuff, fold it in, put it in the mailbox with no stamp or address. We don't know. We just said WWE headquarters.
That was my question.
Yeah, WWE headquarters. The mailman should know where WWE headquarters is. Just send it in.
I was judging the story for a second, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is around 1997.
Well, those have been those have been DX 2000 when they kept beating up The Rock. So it'd have been like 99 2000.
But he referenced Nation Domination. That's why I threw it in 97.
Yeah, but because he's saying you'd want the Nation to go back with him.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. Around that time, as teenagers, life is going well, right? But it was not going well enough for you to take a break from what's stressing you out to write letters and get the stamp.
No.
We wrote the letters.
I wrote it.
I wrote a letter to All That for Nickelodeon. Left the letter on the table, hoping my mom would drop it off.
My thing is, do your job, Mom.
Yeah.
Like, you see the passion that went in it. I told you what it was about, and I said it was urgent. I need this to be sent in.
Yeah, and people don't realize this. When you looking at a TV show, they only flash the address. You couldn't pause that TV.
No.
That was had to watch this a couple
different
times
time. Yeah.
to remember how to do the address.
I'm telling Darius, you read the first line, I'll read the rest.
Come on.
You know what I mean? But it was too much to ask an 8-year-old. You know,
but I do applaud you for putting it in the mailbox.
At least I took that step and I said WWE headquarters. 11-year-old me was determined. 10-year-old me was determined to get that known.
We had to have a key.
So,
man,
man,
it was like a whole process.
Man, bro.
Yeah. So Triple H has to be up there for me too. Who else were we thinking?
So you got give me two. So you got Triple H. Give me another one.
All right. Another one would be who's another one I just could not stand? Did they job great?
While you thinking, I'm gonna hit you with this.
Go ahead.
Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, my
Stephanie
goodness.
McMahon. And when I met Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at an event, I literally told Triple H, I said, bro, you're one of the greatest heels of all time. And he's like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, no, for real.
No.
So I'm saying, Stephanie, I'm going with your Triple H, and I'm gonna raise you this. Worst heel, The Rock. That's the worst heel, in my opinion. We talk about best heels. The Rock is so likable that when he's a heel, you're like, hey, come on, man.
When like what era heel though? Because like Pants and the pullover Rock heel was like, he was getting pretty loud boos.
Yeah,
man.
they told him to die.
Yeah, die Rocky die.
Yeah,
like they were really saying that.
I'm talking about Hollywood Rock in 2003.
Swagged out. I
love
them.
Heel work ever because he was still so likable.
Skinny head Rock.
And he was hilarious. What did you just say?
Skinny head Rock. Because like his head.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
He had lost weight for acting. And
Let's get to the super chats. Put them on the screen, Alex. Prodigal Simpson, $10. What up, Unk? Let's call him Unkamite. Unkamite. A couple weeks ago, Unk, your ass got a taste of the lucha and became El Negro Africano. That's well written. That is well written.
That's beautiful.
It's such a random comment, but it's got to be applauded.
When did I do some lucha stuff? That was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Hey man, bell rings, baby. They'll never forget. It was big below $10.
Yes.
Martin is dressed like Solo Tang.
Solo Tang.
Sign your pity. Sadate. OG Lowski, $10. Thank you so much.
Bro.
Appreciate you.
Cam Wall with the $9.99 says, yes. Says another one from the, oh my God. Another one from the Darkitect in the Discord, and I quote, Martin looked like a pimp named Crenshaw Pete.
And that's his full name.
So stupid.
Pimp named Crenshaw Pete. That's the full name. You say that when you address him.
Dr. Charlotte Walker, $9.99. Goldberg was out there sweating like he had a cardiac event.
Jeez,
I need to get checked out before he take that long plane ride. Also, CT, why is that my voice? Also, get your meat out of that book. Hashtag respect. From an episode of Dad Jokes. Appreciate the reference, Dr. Charlotte. Cam Wall 999.
Yes. Oh.
One more from the Dark Attack, and I quote, LOL, if the gloves ain't silk, he loves the milk. Hey, yo. Incredible. Incredible. You got to give it up on that one, boy. That was...
So we hey, wait, he didn't type that, brother. You gotta keep it intact.
I'm just sketching straight.
So
I didn't know your feet was out there like that.
Yeah, man. Who are your heels?
I'm gonna have to put them as a collective, but the NWO were
Which version?
that's a very valid. The OG NWO.
So WCW.
WCW NWO.
Okay.
Yeah, that WWE
Okay.
NWO.
Yeah, we don't acknowledge
They just
that.
kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
But OG NWO, like, you know how John Cena said he was going to ruin wrestling? They legit, every match ended with like a run-in, 30 dudes beating up DDP or whatever.
right,
Yeah, man. They
furious.
right? To have like, oh, we're going to have Vincent in here. We're going to have Brian Adams. We're going to have all these people. It's like, why do you have all these dudes when you got Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Sick? Like, you don't need all these dudes, but that's how evil and diabolical they were.
Yeah.
That they just had like people just jumping folks that we loved for like 2 years straight. Like Macho Man, they took his wife, bro.
They did.
They took his wife.
You don't take another man's wife.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You
You,
don't
know
do
what I mean?
Right. They took his
Not like
wife,
literally.
and then they kept beating his ass so much that he had to join the NWO just to get his wife back.
Yes.
Hated Hulk Hogan. He hated him in real life and on TV. Was like, hey man, I'm trying to just I can't go to work without getting beat up. All right, man, I'll put on here. I got black pants on now. They black.
Man.
Ooh.
Do you guys have wrestlers they weren't heels, but you were just like, I can't stand this guy.
Can't stand them? Oh my God. Please watch the N-word. Let me see. If,
Did I say that?
Man, did you prep him at all, brother? What is going on, man? Hey, so brother, just come on in and be yourself. No, we can't.
I didn't get nothing.
Show,
I didn't get nothing.
the after show, you can say anything that you
Oh,
want.
got it. Here we go. All right, got it.
We married PG on the joint.
Got it. Apology.
You was just so excited with the yes.
I know.
Hey, so would you do the show? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet. You ain't give no breakdown.
He told me where to park.
Yeah,
That's
He told
cool.
me where to park.
I gave him the
man.
address.
Yeah,
and
he told
the
me where
code.
to park. Yeah. Code.
That's my
He
bad,
gave me the address. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
I
bad.
was-
You've done nothing wrong. I want you to know that. It's all on man, Martin.
Just need to fight. Yeah.
I guess I am the true villain, huh?
WWE rules.
Becky Lynch has transcended WWE. This is what showed me this last week with her interaction with Lyra. She's the reason Lyra's over, but at the same time, Becky is so great. She could be a face, she could be a heel, and she's put over so many women. I don't think that she gets the credit that she deserves for putting over so many women because she's a heel right now.
Yeah.
However, I will add, switching to Lyra, when she talked to Bayley backstage, she got booed. Talking about, I'm coming after my title. It was like, hey, let's slow down, Lyra.
You know what that
moving
told
on.
me though?
What?
I think they're gonna end up doing a triple threat.
For the title?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which I'm not mad. I think they'll cook Lyra, Bailey, Becky. That would be a fantastic match. But I think that's how you keep it on Becky a little bit longer and extend the feud for all three of them. Because I think Lyra still needs that rub from both of them.
You're right.
Both of them, I thought like seeing them, I was like, oh, I'm happy for this, you know, like because there's times where I'll go stretches where I have to catch back up.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So I'm like, let's just say I'm like, oh, it's been like 2 weeks, or like maybe I'm just watching Raw, or I watched a few Smackdowns, but I'm not watching Raw, so I'm like trying to catch up, right? And so when I was able to catch up, and then I was like, all right, here comes the day. I'm watching it live today. Okay, cool. And I seen that interaction. I got really excited.
yeah.
I did. I was just, I love seeing. It's kind of like almost the, when you're getting to a good boxing match, when you're like, oh, finally, instead of, this guy fighting, like who is this guy got to do all this homework now?
Yeah.
Like, no, but now I'm getting these two, I feel like some of the best that we've seen in the women's division.
Absolutely.
And to add the young gun, I was like, yeah, I think that's definitely going to be great for her as far as climbing more.
Speaking of climbing more, something happened this past Monday. We saw finally Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross are about to run it in the ring.
Finally.
Karrion Kross has been getting over for months. And I will say this, I owe Karrion Kross an apology. Just like Chris apologized to Lyra, I'm going to apologize to Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross, for the duration of this podcast, I've been saying no pop, no fizz. Oh, what a relief it has not been by seeing you in the WWE. And I was wrong. because you finally got me. I am a member of your kingdom, bro. You are an
Karrion Kross
amazing
kingdom?
wrestler.
That's
Karrion
like-
Kross. No, we are not saying that. We're
That's
gonna
what-
say the Karrion Krossdom, because I'm not adding 3Ks. Anyway, see what you did. Saw what you did, boy.
I was cleaning it up for you, man.
I was helping you out.
It's nice. It's like sometimes when stuff is dragged out for a little bit or too long, man, it could get in that danger zone of like, all right, now I'm starting to get annoyed or something. Yeah. Which kind of also feel not to get, off topic or anything like that, but with like Dominic Mysterio and like Finn or something. I don't know. I don't,
It
just
definitely feels like it's past now a little bit.
I'm
Especially like in you go back to like there's so many ways they could have fit Carlito into
man.
If it was like, okay,
Right.
because Carlito felt more like Dom brought Carlito into the Judgment Day, right?
Yep.
So if it was a thing of Finn and JD were like, hey, you know what to help us out, they beat up Carlito, toss him, and now Dominic has a reason, because like right now it just seems like Finn's just jealous of Dom for winning the IC title, or like it just
it's weird. There's no payoff for it.
Exactly. So if it's like, oh, you got my boy Carlito fired after I brought him to the Judgment Day.
Man.
Now I have a reason to come after you, XYZ, versus you just come on the IC title. That makes way more sense.
I mean, and you're booking it. Hopefully they're listening to that. But speaking of things that make sense and thinking of some good booking, Presumed Innocent.
Man,
Brother,
appreciate that.
let's have a conversation.
Appreciate that.
Did you first tell me your experience working on this show, Presumed Innocent? Jake Gyllenhaal, which is one of my favorite guys to watch on the screen.
Literally in my top
What was the
5,
experience
7.
like, and what was it like working with the young OG?
Man, and for the people who don't know, Presumed Innocent's on Apple TV, right? And to me right now, Apple TV is how we used to view HBO. They've taken that spot of like, hey, you guys want to watch some fire, you come over here, right? And because for people who don't know, like Discovery came in, bought Warner Brothers HBO merger, and it just, I don't know. I'm like, did you guys were you aware of what HBO was before you came in? And because I'm not necessarily a fan of what they've done, but what Apple's done is great. So when Presumed Innocent, the opportunity came my way, it was almost like, one, I've seen the movie, right? It's a book and a movie, right? I've seen the movie. I starred Harrison Ford in 1990. And I loved the movie when I was younger. So it was one of those things where as soon as they told me who the cast was, like I even forgot about, I don't know what they was paying, how many episodes I was going to, I don't care how many lines. I could have been bartender number 2, right? Without the name, right? And I would have been like, yes.
What if your line was just
another one?
You're wrapped. Thank you so much.
I'd have been like, but Jake's in this, right?
Yeah, Jake.
All right, they're going, okay, cool.
Bet.
Yeah, so to see, because I have, when it comes to my top 5, 10, like, Jake's for sure in there.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of like some of my favorite movies.
Nightcrawlers, Spider-Man.
End of Days, you know what I mean?
I love how you
Stuff
threw
like
in your favorites for his list.
but like, we probably overlap it too. So yeah.
And then what was the one with the winter time? It wasn't 2012. End of the world?
End of
End of
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, not End of Tomorrow.
End of Tomorrow.
We know what we're talking about though.
Yeah.
Day after
Day
tomorrow.
after
There you
tomorrow.
go.
Keep
Yes,
going, brother.
there we go. So when I saw he was gonna be leading, and the writer of the show is a guy who wrote Big Little Lies and
yeah.
I mean a bunch of great shows, Nine Perfect Strangers. I was like, okay, this is exactly how I've planned my career a certain way. I wanted to work with names, people that recognize me from 2K. Spike Lee directed that. So I want to be in collaboration with like top tier, you know what I mean? So
technically 2K is a Spike Lee joint.
it is. It literally is. It says it even in the credits when you're watching it. I was like, it is a Spike Lee joint. So I was just like, counts for me, cross it off. So and then Ruth Negga, who my scenes were with, she's an Oscar nominated actress.
Yes.
It's kind of like, if you a rapper and you're gonna get on a track with Jay-Z or K-Dot or Nas or whoever it is, you need to come bring your bars. Pusha T, whoever it is, you need to come with your best 16. And that's with that cast, you don't want to be the sore thumb sticking out.
Never.
You're like, no, I need to come and do my job. But if they make your world so easy when the writing's great and your partners, it's just like when we watch a match with these guys are great partners, you know what I mean? They work well together. It's just like, I assume for them, they're like, back in the day, if you're just like, oh, you're working with whoever, Shawn Michaels or today, Gable and all them and stuff. Like you guys, you know, people that work well in the ring, you're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
The Eddie Guerreros, all that stuff. So for me, that's what that was. And I said, sign me up. I'll do it. So no, I appreciate you bringing it up because that's one, as far as in recent times, that's definitely one I'm like super proud of. That I'm
Absolutely.
Like,
I loved it,
proud of
man.
that.
It was such an incredible series. And it's like, we didn't even, so when we got a chance to kick it at the Netflix joint,
Yeah.
you fit in with us so easily.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
like,
that
oh
was
man,
fun.
we also have to talk about his career. Like,
Yeah.
it's like talking to the homie. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
oh, wait a minute, this
for
guy is
sure.
a star. So yeah,
For sure.
incredible series.
Nah,
And it
yeah.
worked. Quick shout out, Issa Rae.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. My sis, you know what I mean? My sis, gotta give it up for her for sure.
Yeah,
She's why I love Issa is like, you put it in wrestling terms, she's gonna find new names and put them over, man.
Yeah.
She does not shy putting them over. She specifically, when she was making that show at HBO and they were throwing names, and sometimes you know what the industry gonna do. They're gonna give you all the same circle of names, you know, and just like, well, this person's how we got it. And they, you know, this person's known, and she said, no, I wanna do this with fresh faces.
Thank
I
goodness.
want to create some stars and stuff. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, she definitely put a lot of us over because a lot of people that from that show have done great things now. And so I'm super grateful for her because, you know, career wouldn't go that way if I didn't get on that show. So I shout out
loved
to
it.
Issa.
When she booked me on that episode, man, I was like, I booked it. And then I got on set. She was like, thank you so much for doing this. I'm like, what am I going to say? No. What are you talking about?
Of course I will.
On the show on HBO.
Yeah. No, that's I love that, man. So for sure. And it's cool, man, because you got I've met people on there that I have such a lifelong relationship with, like all the fellas on Insecure. We got a chat called Men Secure. And
amazing.
So, you know, Lil Rel, Jay Ellis, all of them, you know what I mean? Shout out to all of them. And even one of my friends, Sharita Cole, she did Yvonne Orgy's hair, who was Molly on the show, and she did her hair, and she's literally one of my closest friends to this day. So just people from you know, every part of the
Great
set.
community.
Yeah, exactly. So I loved it, man. So yeah, man, shout out to Issa.
Let me get to some super chats. Go
Yep.
ahead, Alex, put those on the screen. OG Lowski,
Yeah.
I love that name. $10 says, Martin, leather gloves with zippers is downright diabolical. That's not a lie.
It is.
Sandra Moore, $10. Go ahead, Money Myro.
Says the best heel back in the 80s, OG NWA Four Horsemen, and also Hulk Hogan, little old school wrestling. Yeah, no, when the Four Horsemen broke Dusty Rhodes' arm in the door, I was like, okay, y'all wild.
Oh man, yeah.
They were just committing crimes and be like,
crimes.
Yeah. Domingo Trip with the $9.99
Yeah,
says,
man.
Bang, 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 bang.
great to see you fellas. Does John Jones go to WWE? Jeez.
I feel like he's too old, bro.
he's to a lot
I
of
mean,
things.
He's to a lot of things.
Yeah, man. He
a guy like Goldberg though is.
But okay, this is what I mean.
Oh,
When
like
you make the transition to WWE
post.
after UFC, you still gotta be trainable, right?
Yeah.
Like when Ronda went, she was still mad trainable and young.
She was like
Right.
late 20s, early 30s. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
When the
That's-
other guy
I see
who
that.
beat Brock Lesnar went,
Oh, Cain Velasquez?
it was like, hey man,
Yeah.
go ahead, get up out of here.
Hey, brother,
One and
we
done.
need these people.
Yeah.
Like, no,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
I understand that now. What you're saying it makes
Yeah.
complete sense. Yeah,
But
yeah.
John Jones, I don't know. Go ahead and read the next one for us.
Daniel Jones with the $9.99 says,
Okay, got you. My last Martin Byrne, he looked like I sell drugs in my community with the OJ clothes on. Hashtag no wheat.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs in my community.
why'd you do the shoulders?
I don't know. It was because he does the shoulders.
Why'd you do the shoulders?
I sell drugs in my community.
Gloves are a hit, man.
The gloves are they split out, boy. Let's get to some more, and then I want to get straight to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Just the last shout out.
All right, thank you, Vibey Woodchuck. Appreciate you, man.
right.
Bet now, Jay Uso. Let's start Friday Night SmackDown, man. Friday Night SmackDown happens. Cody Rhodes comes out.
Mhm.
Crowd couldn't love it more.
Yeah.
Love him, man.
Uso's music hits. I say, well, I got at least 7 minutes before this starts. I'm not lying to you because I'm a Jey Uso guy.
Yeah.
But that entrance,
It
and it's gonna get an encore. I went and made a sandwich. I came back
yeah.
and they were just getting to speak. And then Sami Zayn comes out. Sammy can't catch a break, boy.
Man.
He can't catch a break if he had glue on his glove. that I thought this was going to be the night.
Man,
here's
and
the
they have
thing, too,
everybody.
man.
Yeah.
This is what really the King of the Ring tournament used to be the semis and the like those matches used to happen all on the same pay-per-view, right? And I think that this King of the Ring especially would have benefited, and Queen of the Ring would have benefited from those because Sammy would get a huge pop in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if they're still going or not though. But yeah, I guess not. Yeah. But that Sammy deserves that. Sammy to have a card because now you have Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso on Raw tonight, right?
Yeah.
Which make sure you guys watch Monday Night Raw on Netflix, as well as if you're international PLEs, NXT and SmackDown also on Netflix. We had to give them a quick plug.
Absolutely, come on, man. We're before the bell.
Right?
The bell ain't rung yet.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
we're like, wait, no, put the bell down.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
What we doing? It ain't wrong. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's like I wanted that that felt like a pay-per-view match. Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes feels like such a big deal.
It is. But you know what's an even bigger deal?
What's that?
That is Cody versus Randy.
And it's a night of champions.
Exactly. I feel like I feel like they're wasting it on that. But at the same time, this is the first time I can make a case for each of the three. Jey Uso going to SummerSlam to face Gunther to get his rematch. Seeing Randy go face Cena at SummerSlam to, get the title. Seeing Cody get the title back. Like, there's so many different stories. However, they protected Cody from getting any type of boos. That's why I don't think they should have done Jey Uso versus Cody.
Yeah.
They should have done Cody versus somebody else because tonight, Cody's going to inevitably be booed if they have to speak. Or I think it has to be a screwy finish. Two faces has to be a screwy finish with somebody costing one of them the match. Yeah. That's the only way you get around. I want it to kind of be a DQ because then you maintain both of their strengths. If either of them get pinned, it's a wrap.
It's tough.
I agree.
So who would you have?
Cody, come on, man.
No. I'm saying who would you have?
Jeez.
Bro, I'm a Cody. I'm a Cody guy, bro.
He loves Cody.
You know, I'm the type of guy, once I start feeling, if I like someone enough, for sure, once I start feeling, it's almost like, even though I was raised in Cal, I was born in Philly, so I'm an Eagles guy, but like, of course I don't like the Cowboys, but I don't like them even more because of their fans. Right? Same thing with Laker fans. Right? They make me start rooting against. Right? And I've loved many Laker players, right? But then, so when I started seeing a lot of Jimmy Uso hate, I'm like, well, you know what?
You're Jimmy Uso.
Now I got a cape.
Yeah.
And I'll probably do so. Even if before it wasn't like I was crazy about it. I was like, oh, I like this guy, I like him, cool. But now I'm just like, hey guys, all right, let's calm it down.
Oh, Jay. Yeah.
Let's calm. I mean, I said Jimmy. I meant Jay though. I really meant Jay though. So yeah, but so like, for me, but obviously, logically, if someone has to get pinned, it has to be Jay. Yeah. Even though I don't like what has happened, transpired
taped up
recently.
ribs.
But Jay is he's hot as fish grease right now, bro. Yeah. That's why it's such a hard match.
It is.
And I didn't expect Randy to go to the semis. I thought it was going to be Sammy. So that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Man.
Bro, because it's like, but Randy does look like a champ. He needs another run.
Yeah.
But I don't want him to have the WWE title. I always associated Randy with the world title. I would rather Randy go to Raw, if I'm being honest.
Okay, that's why. Is it more Raw brand fitting for him? He's more Raw brand
for Randy, he feels more Raw. Because on SmackDown, he's just pushed to the side.
Got you.
Yeah.
I understand.
But the only reason they're pushing this is because it's like, this is Cena's last run. Bye.
Understand. Yeah.
In the meantime, hit some of those super chats for me there, Alex.
Just one.
I love it. Kendall Buster, $9.99.
Yes.
Marlo McCoa. Absolutely.
Nice. Put it up.
So also LA Night.
Yeah.
LA Night. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Before the Bell podcast at the patreon.com/Before the Bell podcast. The after show will be going immediately after we finish this show with good brother Jackson. We'll be having some great conversation that we cannot have on this show. So make sure you subscribe if you have not already.
Once again.
LA Knight comes out, has an incredible back and forth with Paul Heyman.
Yeah. He really held his own.
He did. And that's what's shocking.
When he did that, I was like, He caught it.
He caught it, bro. But that also
funny.
goes to show how great Paul Heyman is. Also should be on the villain list.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
Yeah, big time.
absolutely. I'm tripping.
put
Yeah.
him over, man.
Absolutely.
Put him.
Yeah.
And he's
yeah.
also somebody that needs to go to Raw. He's done everything he can do on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They're not giving him the WWE title. Go to Raw and get that world title. run.
Yeah. I understand that too.
I will say
Definitely
the
mix it up.
the only like issue I had with LA Knight's promo with Paul Heyman is he talked about how Heyman casts people aside when he's done with them.
Yeah.
Name them. Say Curtis Axel. Say ECW.
Cesaro.
Say Cesaro. Say Ryback. Right.
Name 'em.
Because there's so many people he had in that lexicon.
Not everybody made it.
Yeah.
Not everybody
Once
made
he
it.
sees it, it's like once Paul sees some potential, he's like, and then he'll try. And then if it's like obviously not working, we're gonna pivot.
I'm outta here.
He's a businessman at the end
He
of the
is a
day.
business- I was
First and
speaking of
foremost.
seeing something was did Asuka steal Jada Parker's move, bro?
But
Yeah.
Oh
no, Asuka
well,
been doing
she
that.
been doing that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it just wasn't her finisher before.
yeah, because now it seems she put that at the forefront, right? What's it called? What's she called it again?
Well, it was
I call it theft. What do you
Naomi,
call it?
you what?
I call it.
She said
I call it
he
theft.
said
That's what I said. What do you call it?
Well, no,
'Cause Naomi
Naomi
was-
called it the rear view because Naomi.
But no, that's a different move. So what
Because
Asuka
that one's
and Jada
athletic.
does, they bump you with their thigh.
Mm.
What Naomi does is she bounces off the ropes,
Backside
jumps in the air,
splits.
and hits you with her backside. That's
Yeah.
a completely different
in full
knockout.
split.
yeah.
And yeah,
That's an athletic move.
exactly.
Also, is it okay if I ask my question about something real quick?
Please.
Yeah.
So are they going to try to set up the Naomi and Nia and
Tiffany.
Tiffany as a triple threat?
Won't
Is
be
that
a
what-
triple threat.
No,
Naomi's got that briefcase, but she cashing in on something.
Yeah. I was wondering when I saw the whole melee go down.
Yeah. The melee.
Because I was just like, oh, and I was like, nah, yeah, good move. Wait, nah, because I'm a Naomi fan.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Naomi fan.
This is
and-
basically a secondhand Naomi podcast. Really.
Oh,
It
okay,
is, man.
great. Oh, okay, so look,
We
see?
support black women here, boy.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
Naomi,
Okay.
Bianca, and
Yes.
Jade. Woo!
Can do
And
no
Rhea
wrong.
On the low, even though Rhea ain't black. But anyway, keep going.
I love it. No, yeah, I was wondering what direction they were gonna go with that, but yeah, because I've been first of all, and her being, I'm already assuming you guys already talked about this with her being the first black woman to win the
Of
Money in the
course.
Bank. Oh,
For
I
sure.
said, mwah. You know,
Yeah.
I was and earlier, even though I'm also a huge fan, but this just reminded me of it because earlier you talked about not showing the entrance.
Yeah.
That recently happened to. If I'm not mistaken, because I've been watching wrestling recently because my 7-year-old daughter's with me for half the summer. So yeah, I got a 7-year-old daughter, right? Yeah, she's great, and I'm seeing her starting to peak interest.
Yeah.
Especially the women's coming on.
Yeah.
She's seeing the hair colors and all that. She's
Yeah.
like, I like her. I'm going for her. And I'm like, oh, you actually invested now? I'm like,
Love
I'm like, please let us this.
Yeah.
But so sometimes though I'm getting distracted getting her things. But I feel like recently, like Roxanne Perez's entrance wasn't shown.
It was not,
then
but
she
that
wa-
doesn't
Yeah.
change anything for her because Roxanne, they already got the rocket on her back.
Man, because I'm right like when I first seen her, I remember I immediately locked. I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she is phenomenal.
She is.
Like she is really like tier 1. I love her so much. So so I was just wondering recently if I missed that too. But you're saying that doesn't do anything versus what it did
Ivy
for
now, yeah.
Ivy.
Like
yeah.
certain people, you're like, oh, they're gonna try and bring them down. But I'm glad she didn't take that pin. But at the same time,
Right.
when you look at this, the picture of Asuka going to the finals,
Mhm.
I feel like obviously it's gonna be EO versus Asuka at the pay-per-view.
See, I'm
Makes
still
sense.
thinking it might be Jade.
I want it to be Jade.
Yeah. But I guess
She's
it,
a proven.
story.
it really could. Yeah, it's a stronger story.
She's
It could
really
work
proven.
either way, but there is something built in of EO Asuka, and you have to think about who would take the title off of EO. Asuka's perfect for that
Exactly.
because Rhea don't need it for a long time.
Maybe it still happens. Maybe it is still EO Asuka. It just doesn't happen at the SummerSlam the way that happens. Maybe it's on a Raw before or a Saturday night main event,
Mm.
right? But let's get to the meat and potatoes, man.
Mhm.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Mhm.
Ron Killens,
Yeah.
faces off against Cena.
Yeah.
He wins. So technically, he's also a number one contender, just like Cody is.
Yeah.
But
Which can something that's and hopefully that does lead to something.
yeah,
But something that bothered me is like thinking about Monday. Goldberg has not wrestled in so many years.
nope.
He lost the last like 2 or 3 matches he had.
Yeah.
And he was able to go in with Gunther and say, yeah, because you insulted my family, we're wrestling in Atlanta and it's going to be for the title.
Called
Didn't
the
earn
match.
Right?
Called it.
He's like, no, I'm doing this. And I'm just like,
We good, Goldberg?
I'm a man that will claim who I'll be on the hate train for. And stuff.
Okay.
I remember, all the homies back in the day, they loved the Goldberg. Right?
Yeah.
I just couldn't. That's why I was asking earlier. I was like, are there guys that you guys didn't care for, even if they weren't heel?
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like we all do, but I couldn't get with. After the entrance, I don't care anymore. And like, so when he did that, I was furious.
That makes sense.
I was like, man, come on. It's just like, for me, because also like, all right, what's the time that they're going to be given for a title match?
7 minutes.
Honestly, what Gunther should have done to Pat McAfee, he should do to Goldberg. It should be he squashes Goldberg the way Goldberg used to squash people.
Ain't no way.
I love it, but it's not going to happen.
Ain't no way it's going to happen. Goldberg would never agree
Exactly.
to that. There's no way he would agree to that.
Nah.
So
could
like,
you imagine?
I fantasize about that, bro. I was just like, that would be great for me, because like, when he said, when we go back to Atlanta and blah blah blah, it was like for the man. I was just like, who the
First of all, did not need a title for that feud, because it was
not at all.
It didn't start over a title. It started over just disrespect.
Exactly.
So to take the title off Jay when he could have held it till SummerSlam kind of annoyed me. But I will say this,
especially chokeout too.
Especially with the chokeout, bro.
Come on,
lost it the way you wanted. That's kind of poetic. But when I look at this, Goldberg, Gunther, happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Person I didn't care for, Alberto Del Rio. To this day,
same.
my
really?
least entertained by performer in recent 20-year memory.
Oh, really?
I could not stand. The only thing I liked about him was the music, and that's only because they played it so much that it made me get addicted to
trumpets.
it.
Yeah. Them trumpets, fire. Man. We got,
When your ring announcer is more over than you are.
Yes, bro.
Come on, man. When Ziggler won, we didn't just cheer for Ziggler winning. We cheered because Alberto was losing.
Yeah.
It was a double.
Even though that Ziggler is one of my favorites.
He's one of the greatest of all time.
in the ring. I always have him and Shelton Benjamin up there as far as like pure skill, talent in the ring. I'm always like, you guys, boom. Yeah. So.
Now let's get to the moment of the hour, man.
Well, I was gonna say I was comparing that because the fact that both matches that Killings has had with Cena have been non-title.
Yes.
Why?
That's a great question, especially if you're going to end it with a with a DQ.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if you're to throw something out there, like what is like the peak or climax or mountaintop for Killings?
Getting that title. But the problem is this. They're not building it correctly. Even with his
that's why it doesn't feel
the way he's been seen on Smackdown this past Friday. It's like they're reverting out of what they were doing that was working. What was working was him being straight up raw, mean, and real. And then they tried to water him back down. Hey man, knock all this off. Let's go get a drink. Okay, DP. It's like, nah, man, go back to being Ron Killings. That's mad. I'll take you being a heel. I don't want to see you doing all that. What's up? No, we passed that. You said you driving now. I want to see the car, fam.
Yeah, we calling you by your name.
Yeah, if I'm calling you by Ron Killings and I've been calling you Truth,
he literally said he wanted to kill John Cena.
Yeah.
And then he's facing off with Aleister Black. It's like, it's like, oh, I get what they're trying to do, but it's like, man, if that's the route they're going to go after this, it's going to.
I'm annoyed. Yeah. But now that goes directly into R-Truth. The match ended at a disqualification in 2011, which caused for the pipe bomb for CM Punk. Everything was recreated this particular Friday night, and John Cena gave the CENAbomb, his version of the pipe bomb, which I loved. It was great. He said a lot of great things. Yeah. However, it just wasn't as good as that original pipe bomb.
Well, it can't be.
It can't. Yes. Yeah.
There's a filter on it, right?
Yes.
There's something with the other one. It's just like he was
frustrated,
unhinged.
Yeah.
And we got real. Like there's nothing that's ever gonna replace realness, authenticity, right? So it's just like, but the shot attempt is crazy, man.
It is.
Like, because that's like, that goes down in the greatest moments on the mic in WWE history, from the inception of it to forever and beyond, right? So to mirror it, and then like also shout out to him being an actor, because he remembered so much stuff to memorize. mirroring so many things and putting his spin on it. I was like, hey, brother, you've done your work.
He's the GOAT.
For what I do, I was like sitting there like, this and this is theater.
Yeah.
There's no cuts.
No.
He don't get another take. He's gone. I was just like, man, this is
After
exactly
wrestling
why.
a match and getting beat up.
Right. So
Yeah.
I was just like, get your bearings straight. This is why he's John Cena.
He's the greatest of all time, and there's no confusing that. I said Cena was the greatest of all time when he beat The Rock at WrestleMania. And that was because I was going off of the logistics that I grew up watching The Rock, The Rock, Stone Cold, and seeing all these wrestlers.
Yeah.
The only person from that class to go further than 6 or 7 years on top, was The Undertaker.
Yeah.
So when you saw Cena surpass that, you're like, oh my God, this is something new.
This is crazy. Yeah.
Then they have their title runs that he's had. He's the GOAT. Not to mention he's cooked every single person on that microphone without stopping.
Boy,
so when he said the
for
things
bar.
that I love that were real, when he said, I'm the only friend you got here.
Yeah.
I like you, but I
Yeah.
don't like this idea that you the best in the world.
Right.
I'm the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew he also believed that Kool-Aid. He drank that Kool-Aid, boy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because he knows it. He's
how
no longer
can
holding
you
it back.
Not at that point for him, I think so too. Yeah, I mean, all those, I think when you do get the realness peeking out and stuff like that, even to mention, today is interesting, man, how they integrate so much. I mean, they've always done this in a sense, especially like from Attitude Era and on, integrating like real life stuff.
Yeah.
From obviously we know the famous stuff like the Matt Hardy Edge Leader thing,
Ooh.
and integrating all that, right? So we've seen things, but like
Called him a capitalist.
Yeah, dog.
capitalist. Talking about
You are
TKO,
you are
like
Mr.
mentioning
TKO.
TKO. Yes.
Yes.
Like it's so interesting how it's just a different time and
Yeah.
everything. But it's like, because you got to keep like, how are we going to get the oohs out the crowd?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the
Hey,
more
Nick
we-
Nemeth. Hey, I can't say
Matt
his-
Cardona.
Hey, Matt Cardona
And
and
Claudio Castagnoli.
Thank you, because I could not pronounce that. I was like Castlevania. What? That's his last
So,
name?
which something I loved about that is because then it had a layer of nuance because people were like, oh, he's saying all the people that got Punk fired from AEW.
Man,
Because
right.
Claudio Castagnoli, 2C's, Colt Cabana,
Man, yup.
Nick
Colt
Nemeth,
Cabana,
Nick Jackson,
right, yeah.
Matt Cardona, Matt Jackson. So it's like, oh, like
Okay,
if that's
so
what he was going for,
Brilliant.
deep. Even if it wasn't what he was going for, to
Brilliant.
drop names of
Man.
guys. Someone brought up an interview CM Punk did in like 2012 where he talked about the people he really wanted to start working with and people he thought should have been like on top, and he named Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, and Cesaro. So it's like,
Wow.
there's so
Wow.
many layers. That I'm like, man,
Wow.
brilliant.
Come
work.
on, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Let's go
wow.
some of these super chats there, Alex. Number one on the screen, I want to say thank you to Kendall Buster. At first, I thought Martin was Montez for a second since it's his anniversary week. Yeah, shout out to the anniversary. Shout out to Bianca.
Nice.
My guy Tez, man. We love them
Nice.
here. Friends of the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Phoenix Robinson Wesley, $10. Respect. First things first. Second, after Sammy lost to Randy, surprisingly, I'm sure it's going to be Cody versus Randy and Cody winning the whole thing. Absolutely. I mean, you have to have direction for Cody Rhodes going to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Mm.
But again, that match should have been on the pay-per-view.
It
Whatever.
should have been pay-per-view for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Cam Wall with the $9.99. Oh no. Martin, Pap asked, can you yell, this ain't no funeral home. It ain't the Terror Dome neither. Welcome to hell.
Good job. Good
Clarence
job.
Williams the
Good
third.
job.
Oh, or the fourth. Man, shout out
Good
to that.
job.
That-
Yeah.
That's spot on.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Pat
I should, if
Johnson.
they do another Tales from the Hood, holla at your boy, man. Let me be there.
Man, it's so interesting that your friends roast you like this, man. That's one of your best friends, Pap, ain't it?
Yeah, no, I'm
Y'all whole little crew be
yeah.
disrespecting each other. Go
Disrespecting,
ahead.
yeah.
Myron Jones, $10. MP on Before the Bell.
I guess I don't know. Are you MP?
Is that one of your characters?
As I'm assuming he means my player.
Thank you.
That's what I'm assuming.
Thank you. MP on
Yeah.
Before the Bell. Now that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and yeah,
That
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
Oh.
John Solo Dolo.
yeah.
Hashtag
He's
we them
saying,
boys.
Yeah, Dro, you gotta chill. He means to say Dro, not Dre. In my insecure character, Dro, you got your we them boys. You know what? Fly Eagles fly, and you know what it is. Okay.
We caught up with Alex. All right, nice. So the promo, man, John Cena, man, it's like, what else can you do now? What, like, at this
Yeah.
point, he's reminded you of why he's the number one dog. He done took some losses for the past 7 years, but when he's on top, He's on top for a reason.
Yeah.
I almost don't want to see this be the retirement year because I want to see
So good.
more, and that's
Juice.
he's doing a great job.
And he only
Not
has
as a heel.
17 more appearances, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Does he do the countdown thing? Yeah. Right.
But never how we wanted it. I want each night, since it's all black and white anyway, put the appearances up there. Let it be in your Titantron.
That would be fire.
16.
To me. That's what I
15.
thought was gonna happen when he showed that on. Was it Raw?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raw after Mania.
Yeah. Like I that's what. I was there.
Same.
Yeah, we were there. I was like, that's why I vividly remember. But that's what I assumed was gonna happen, which I thought would have been great. But since he hasn't done it now, I guess it's not gonna be.
What is CM Punk gonna say back, bro?
I mean, what can he say back?
Exactly.
You don't think he got some? He's crazy.
Here's another pipe bomb. What?
I know. Right.
And
Sequel.
And there are so many elements of that promo that were true because, like, you know, and CM Punk's doing phenomenal work.
Yeah.
And really he is a company man through and through these days because at every event damn near every event we've been to, CM Punk has been there in a suit. Any press conference you see him, CM Punk's there, suit on, all that. Cena wasn't wrong.
No, but here's the problem. When you see this stuff like the Fanatics event, we all follow WWE on Instagram. If you don't, also follow Before the Bell podcast. So when you see this, you see Cena full heel on TV, but at Fanatics Fest, he's the straight up face.
Yeah.
He had to run in with Seth Rollins at Fanatics Fest. CM Punk in full 3-piece suit jumps the table to go confront John and confronts Seth Rollins instead. They get into a shoving match. So it's like, ooh, will this factor in? Will Seth Rollins be the reason that CM Punk doesn't win come Saturday? You know? These are things to think about.
Right. I mean,
Will Saturday even happen at this point?
Saturday's gonna happen, even if it's not over there, and they try to shoehorn it into next week's Raw or something. I think the safety is most important, no matter than our entertainment. I want those brothers and sisters to be safe no matter what, because that would devastate me.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we got a truce, so it might still happen, actually. Go ahead and put it on the screen, Alex. Domingo Trip. They WWE Lady Melanin be popping wheat. So, and while we're talking about this, as we're winding down, man, let me say one of my other segments that I want to introduce.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, introduce them to, let the people decide which one they like better, you know? This is CT's Wild Takes.
Oh.
You got to yell when you say it. Wild Takes.
Love it.
Boogeyman would have been world champion if he wasn't black. Oh,
you're out of your mind.
You know why?
Okay.
Because what's different from Boogeyman,
and
the Fiend, a character
The
like
Fiend
the
can
Undertaker? Boogeyman couldn't wrestle, bro.
No, no, that was the whole.
You ain't seen much of him to say that. No, play. I think he wasn't bad.
He wasn't good.
Wow.
Oh, so who's a better wrestler? Would you say, Bo Dallas or the Boogeyman?
Bo Dallas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know why I'm not even gonna argue back?
Why?
Never really seen a Boogeyman match, but
exactly.
He gets eliminated live.
But that's
go
why,
watch the Boogeyman versus Booker T from WrestleMania.
But that's why it's called CT's Wild Takes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Call that
I love wild takes, man.
It's a
I love
narcotic
wild
take
takes.
right there, boy.
That's
Straight up the nose.
I love
all
it.
it out. Clean it all out.
all of it out.
What's one of your wild takes?
I don't know if I have one right now, but I feel, you know, I'll say that I don't think it's a wild take necessarily. I think there's like these days. I was just talking about this earlier, is why I'm bringing it up. So it's like entrance music back from time we were coming up, you know,
Jim
especially
Johnson.
like Attitude and Ruthless. Yes, the GOAT.
Yeah.
It's Jim Johnson, Timberland, and Pharrell. All right, we all on the same. They're all on the same top tier of the pyramid. There's them three.
Yeah.
But like, I could just name almost anybody, and you'll like know their music, and it's like super memorable, and it just hit. And he knew how to hit deep.
Yeah.
Like these days, if it's not like, if the crowd's not singing along, like I honestly was starting to think, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'd be able to just hum or sing. They don't hit me, and that's me. They don't hit me as hard as they used to.
Yeah.
Especially when they start like getting into like, they're all kind of like in a similar genre where he used to mix it up again, you know, back in the day and stuff. So or what Jim did. So like for me, I would hope like there at some point there is that effort into really bringing it and not trying to like, all right, how do we, sing along is great. I love it because when I'm seeing them sing Cody's song and everything, even when it comes off and he's face to face with someone or scream, I'm just like that's fire.
And then they've still adopted what they took or stolen what they took from overseas.
From overseas.
Cody,
yeah. They do
would
at the
say-
soccer games and stuff. It's great.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Boogie Slam, the Boogie Slam, and the Boogie Choke Bomb. You know what it is? I've been wrestling against him in 2K25. So I'm like, oh man, this guy was good.
It's very easy to make it. You could create yourself and be a good wrestler. You've never trained.
I have created myself. But
Here's a take of mine. I don't want to see I don't want to see finishing moves that were used by big name wrestler or anybody else. Like if there was one from like a smaller wrestler and they're like, look, nobody remembers this guy, or like no one really cares, you could take it, great. But like it makes me mad when I do see
like KO doing the stunner,
Damian Priest chokeslam, KO stunner. I don't. It makes me not care when that's hit, and I'm like, please kick out. I don't like it. I don't want it. Fine, there's so many things we could do with our body or variations of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it is a stunner, maybe there's a variation you could do. I don't know what it would be.
I don't like the variations. I'd rather you just do a straight up stunner because Grayson Waller does a variation and I can't stand it. You got to run from outside the ring, jump in the ring, do a flip, and then the stunners.
Not every variation is a good idea. But I do like the DDT, Abigail.
I love that from Alexa Bliss.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's Gracie. But just give me. I just don't like seeing it, man. I'm just like, brother, that as many hours as you guys or sister, as many hours you're spending in the ring, you can't come up with.
I give you that. But at the same time, I will say there are some wrestlers that do things that I'm like, ooh, that's fire. Like when Ron Killings does the axe kick. And we saw Booker T did it, but Booker T did it flawlessly. When I saw Montez Ford in Elimination Chamber do the rock bottom, it fit in perfectly. Yeah. And then he even did the people's elbow, and I was like, hey. But it was still fire. You know what I mean?
You're about to get fired.
Makes me furious. You're about to
Are we caught up on Super Chats there, Alex? All right. Put it on the screen, and then we got to get up out of here.
Yes.
Dr. Charlotte Walker, $9.99. Thank you. Martin, this is from Nightlife and Burns. Martin looking like Viscera on Ozempic. Ozempra. Oh my gosh. They own you, boy. What?
I'll see you guys in the Discord.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Rod Turner. Thank you so much, man. What is coming up for you, good brother, and how can we find you?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm mainly on Instagram, but Instagram, I've been using Threads.
Okay.
More so than X. Just feels more civil over there.
All right.
I just like it. But it's all Ron J, RONEJAE. And then Kim mentioned earlier, right now we've been hitting the film festival circus with the class reunion. If I could just briefly give you an idea what it's like imagine the Breakfast Club, but it happens at a 10-year high school reunion.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
When can we see it?
Yeah, so we're going to the Martha's Vineyard Film Festival in August, which I'm excited because apparently Spike's gonna be showing his movie with him and Denzel's new movie coming out, the remake of the Japanese movie. For some reason, slipping my mind right now. Yeah. But they're showing that at that film festival too, so I'm excited to see that. But after that, I know we're definitely gonna have a really good idea about like dates and like what it would be on. Yes. So right now, like I said, it's just like it's hitting the circus right now. But I'm excited with like Lil Rel Howery, like he said earlier. If you watch BMF, Sydney Mitchell, she's on that show. She's in it. Karen Oblum, just a lot of great actors. Derek King, and then the guy that wrote it, his name's Barshay Lowry, and he is like his first real acting credit and is like first script writing credit. And yeah, he got the opportunity because Chuck and Bree Rest, the producer, shout out to Octech, they support like indie Black creators. So even if you guys had an idea, you hit them up and they'll be like, they're gonna hear you out because they believe in supporting the new faces, the new voices. So I'm excited for that for sure, man. And so yeah, just be on the lookout. You see my socials, you'll see me talking about it at some point.
Now here's what you would do. Exactly. You see how you just said that, right? Yeah. Man, they support, creators, man, Black creators just do anything. I mean, what you should do is come up with an idea.
Yeah, I already have some.
For him.
Yeah.
Boom.
Bam. Y'all partner up. Obviously, I have a solid role in the movie for me giving you this idea. Of course. And then y'all go in, he pitches it, movie made.
Listen.
This is why
Your direct pipeline right here.
I'm the quarterback.
Yeah,
Come on,
this
brother.
is it. You run the plays.
Run the plays.
You call
bro.
them. You audible if you need to.
Come on.
Exactly. We're here. We're here.
Exactly.
We're here. Boom. Open.
Come
Diamonds.
on.
Let's
That's
go.
why I'm the running back. That's why I'm the right-hand man.
Yeah. Speaking of diamonds, it's funny. DDP. I didn't realize he started wrestling at 35.
Yeah, man.
Gave me hope.
Never too late, bro. Never
Gave
too
me
late.
hope.
It's
Let
never,
me use my
would you
size.
go?
What'd you
Would
say?
you start wrestling? Would you go down to that
Wow.
PC and see what's cracking?
You know what? I think as a love letter to me and my little brother.
Yeah.
I think I would give it a shot.
Okay.
Because I am very confident. Like, listen, I'm a college athlete. I played professional ball overseas. I played basketball and football and everything. I boxed for a little bit. I am very confident in my athletic ability and mind to pick it up. And I'm like not a soft guy. So I feel watching LFG, I'm like, this is.
Yeah.
Yo, watching LFG is
It gets you.
We're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah. So
we'll talk
yeah,
about it
maybe.
after the show.
I think I
what's
would.
coming up for you, Marty Morrow?
Hey, what's up, guys? Actually, we're going to be doing a Before the Bell presents for my birthday, July 31st, right here in LA at Petty Cash Studios. Me, CT, great special guest. It's going to be a fun show.
Is that the same thing as July?
That's what I said, July 31st.
It is July. It's
What?
not July. That's how you sound in Alabama. We're gonna be doing a show on July.
Phonics Police Day.
31st.
We're gonna be doing a show on July 31st here at Petty Cash Studio. Bring some milk and you can get in for free.
Black
Oh,
Ocean film. Like
I wasn't even thinking about that kind of milk. I'm sorry. I was just meaning Southern. I'm sorry. Go
Wait,
ahead.
Southern milk? Is that a thing, CT?
Well, in the milk, I mean, in the South,
Mm-hmm.
real milk is still drank.
Because you're from the South.
Well, I spent summers in the South.
Oh, that's a very Detroit. Yeah. Like
You know?
like Crooklyn.
Went with my dad in the summers.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
So in the South, they drink real milk. Compared to out here, we drink almond milk and rice milk, whatever.
Oat milk, baby.
Oat milk, you know what I mean?
Coconut milk.
So we're doing the live show in July. And as you were saying,
Yeah, so get your tickets on Eventbrite right now. And also, July 15th, I'm going to be back in Birmingham working on a bunch of material called Something Special with Martin Morrow through Comedy Breaking. So y'all check me out if you're going to be in Birmingham. Oh, and I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah with Craig Robinson and Mateen. We're going to be rocking out this weekend. So come mess with us if you're at Wise Guys in Salt Lake City, Utah.
I love that, man.
Love it.
Love Craig
Yeah.
Robinson.
Oh, shout out to the dude who came out to the show at Cape Coral, man. I appreciate you, bell ringers. So
yeah, man.
Love
Bell
it.
ringer's always in the building. Go ahead,
Yeah.
put that super chat up there, Alex. Jeremiah Roper, $9.99. Go ahead, Martin.
says, first of all, the Grayson Waller role is terrible. CT, I'm gonna make that wild takes into a sample and send it to you. Tell me what you think.
CT's wild takes. I love it.
I love
Looks
it.
like the people have spoken,
This
man.
is-
I guess that's the
I
segment.
like it. I love bold. I love boldness. So wild takes. I hope it sticks.
Wild takes,
Yeah.
man. You
Yeah.
know, we
Hey,
need
and
the
then
segments.
do another one that says CT's narcotic takes because he's Boogeyman is world champion. Come on.
He
In
was
Vince
fun.
McMahon's WWE, he could have been. Deuce Big Below, $10.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Will you bring the Wonder white bread truck like Kurt Angle?
Spelled it interesting.
He ain't
That
even,
was a very
who even
interesting
spelled it
spelling
like that?
on that Kurt, which is the traditional spelling for Kurt.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
But
that's
we
not even
so
like a.
used to
But
seeing
we
the
know,
Kurt.
That's not even like a
yeah,
traditional
not-
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go do the after show. If you are not a member, please sign up right now. I want to thank everybody for continuing your membership. Patreon.com/BeforeTheBell podcast. As for your boy, you guys know what I've been cooking, and I appreciate all the love and support. Please continue pulling up on me when I go live. In the meantime, this weekend I will be in Indianapolis. Somewhere I'll be in Indianapolis. Just stay posted, all of that. I love meeting you guys. I love the support that you guys are giving Before the Bell. We could not be here without you. Chris Burns will be here next week, and what a delight it'll be to see some of that young brother's thoughts. God bless
Hey,
you
yo.
guys. We out.
Look at you now, boy. Look at you now. Before the Bell podcast, slamming all comers. Bloodlines, crime time, real bath water. The boy's mind burns a CT. On your way to the count, 1, 2, 3. For the Bell podcast. Before the Bell podcast. Bell ringers. Look at you now, boy. Look at you now. Before the Bell podcast, slamming all comers.